Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, depending on where you are in the world. I have I have two articles of interest. And before I read the first one, I would like to let you know this is for review, informational, and educational purposes. It's not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. The full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to the publisher, which in this case is The Independent, and the story by Andrew Griffin. Headline reads Nobel Prize in Physics award to, quote, godfather of AI, Geoffrey Hinton, who warned it would wipe out humanity. Well, it's very interesting because he's now saying it after he's already invented it. So it is what it is. And ahead of us, we see a picture of him right here. And caption reads Artificial General Intelligence, otherwise known as AGI. Copyright AP photo, Noah Berger file. The Nobel Prize in Physics has been awarded to two researchers who helped build the foundations of artificial intelligence that surrounds us today. American John Hopfield and Britain Geoffrey Hinton both worked on machine learning techniques that would go on to power products such as ChatGPT. But Wimbledon-born Professor Hinton is notable also for his opposition to these technologies. Last year, he resigned from Google after a decade so that he could freely warn about the existential risk posed by the technology. Speaking at a ceremony in Sweden, Professor Hinton said, quote, he was flabbergasted, unquote, adding, quote, I had no idea this would happen. I'm very surprised, unquote. So I'm kind of wondering, what did he think would happen by inventing AI? Like he knew what it would do, but he did it anyway. So it's sort of a strange thing. The prize did not make the reference to those warnings, however, and instead was given to two researchers, quote, for traditional discoveries and inventions that enable the machine learning with artificial neural networks, unquote. This year's two Nobel laureates in physics have used tools from physics to develop methods that are in the foundation of today's powerful machine learning, the panel wrote in a press release. Excuse me. John Hallfield created an associate memory that could store and reconstruct images and other types of patterns in data. Geoffrey Hinton invented a method that Boltzmann machine that can autonomously find properties in data and so perform tasks such as identifying specific elements in pictures. In a related video, AI pioneers John Hopfield and Geoffrey Hinton win Nobel Prize in Physics as per Daily Motion. And that looks disgusting. I don't know why. Let's skip that. That'll be available upon publishing of this review. The panel did reference the ongoing work that AI has transformed the world in recent years. Describing Professor Hinton's work on early machine learning, it said he, quote, has built upon this work, helping initiate the current explosive developments of machine learning. Excuse me. In a speech accepting the prize, Professor Hinton, who teaches at the University of Toronto, Canada, indicated he was proud of his work on artificial intelligence and would, quote, do the same again, unquote. But he feared that the consequences of his work could be, quote, systems more intelligent than us and eventually take control, unquote. Both researchers worked on early morning learning, the technique that underpins the artificial intelligence breakthrough that inspired the structure of the brain, that uses nodes in a computer rather than neurons that underpin the brain. These technologies are referred to as artificial neural networks. Both of these new Nobel laureates developed new networks that allowed for better manipulation of Professors Hopfield and Hinton equally shared this year's Nobel Prize for Physics. Excuse me. And that will end that article. That's still gross. So what the hell is this? Sorry. There's this video you can watch upon publishing of this review. Yeah, they have these commercials that have pretty much just have shock value. Anyway, what do you think of this article? Is it interesting? Is it relevant? Does it give enough information? You're gonna be welcome to give your opinion, or you're welcome to give your opinion in the comments below, but only on Rumble. Oops, sorry. Let's close that. Sorry, that was my phone there. So only on Rumble, as YouTube traditionally blocks links, delists, postings, etc. So only be available upon publishing of this review. So only and only on Rumble. So I'll have a link to my Rumble channel's name, and then you'll be able to watch it. And then, well, you'll be able to watch it anyway, but you'll be able to give your honest opinion about the article. Just keep it civil and productive, as we're trying to add positive value to this experience and not take away. All right, with that said, let's go to our second and final article of the review. And before I do it, as usual, I would like to let you know this is for review, informational and educational purposes. It's not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. The full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to the publisher, which in this case is Interesting Engineering, and this story by Kapil Kajal. Headline reads, World's first 4-ton battery electric planes to fly in the US, 505-mile range on 30-minute charge. And ahead of you see a picture of said airplane. And looks pretty interesting, right? Looks like a private plane, a small plane, right? That's what it is. That's the world's first 4-ton battery electric planes to fly in the US. Has a 505-mile range on a 30-minute charge. Pretty amazing, right? Anyway, pretty amazing, but I think it's important to have a backup source just in case the battery doesn't work. Just my opinion. Now the article itself. Eviation, that's with the E, not the A. Eviation, our aircraft, the innovative company behind developing the world's first fully electric aircraft, Alice says announced a new partnership with South Florida-based Urban Link Air Mobility. This collaboration involves a commitment to provide 10 Alice commuter aircraft to Urban Link, signifying a major advancement in the field of advanced air mobility. Excuse me. All electric planes. The new aircraft will support Urban Link's commitment to developing an all-electric fleet of aircraft, marine craft, and ground vehicles to provide an end-to-end zero-emission transportation. Operating out of its hub city of Miami, Los Angeles, and San Juan, Puerto Rico, Urban Link will deploy Alice as part of its urban mobility solutions. With orders totaling more than $5 billion, the all-electric Alice heralds a new era of sustainable air travel. Alice's 9-seat commuter and cargo versions of the designed to delight customers and passengers with innovative technology and beautiful design, while also providing carbon-free and cost-effective point-to-travel. A 4-ton battery, 287 miles per hour speed. The 57-foot Alice aircraft is powered by 8,000 pounds of 4-ton batteries. Or 4 tons of batteries. Excuse me. With battery technology similar to that of the electric car or cell phone and 30 minutes of charging, the 9-passenger Alice can fly about 440 nautical miles, that's 550 miles. The plane has a maximum cruise speed of 250 knots or 287 miles per hour. For reference, a Boeing 737 has a maximum cruise speed of 588 miles per hour, so it's quite a bit behind the curve, but it's probably going to be on its way up. In a related video, it says, most innovative aircraft if you don't know about it, as per innovative text. And this video will be available upon publishing of this review. Aviation aircraft focus exclusively on electric air travel hopes the electric planes that can accommodate 20 to 40 passengers will become a reality 7 to 10 years. UrbanLink will deploy Alice in a regional all-electric transportation fleet. To help U.S. Zero-emission target. At the least, the United States has net zero emissions target is to achieve net zero greenhouse gas or GHG emissions by 2050. Achieving the target will require cutting GHG emissions by at least 40% below 1990 levels by 2030, reaching global net zero GHG emissions by 2050 or sooner, and moving the net negative emissions after that. Well, there's no such thing as a net negative, because the thing is, everything carbon-based pollutes, so it's an impossibility. Okay. The U.S. needs to revamp its global energy economy, overhaul agricultural systems, stop and reverse deforestation, and effectively tackle non-carbon dioxide emissions to achieve these global goals. Here's another thing. This is just a scientific fact. You need some CO2 emissions because that's what plants take in, so that way they can give off oxygen. Meaning, if they don't take in carbon dioxide, they won't give off oxygen. So that part, to a certain extent, is needed in the ecosystem. It is important to focus on methane, CH4, as it contributes to approximately 0.5 degrees Celsius of the current observed net warming of 1 degree Celsius. So by the way, that's 3.2 degrees Fahrenheit. The U.S. will also pursue negative emissions through robust and verifiable nature-based and technological carbon dioxide removal. Aviation and UrbanLink share a dream of making electric air travel a fact of everyday life, says Andrew Stein, CEO of Aviation. As Alice continues on its life path to entry into service, partnerships such as this will ensure a future of flight that empowers travelers with a convenient, accessible, and affordable air travel that is friendly to the planet. Our order for Aviation Alice aircraft completes the third leg of our all-electric operating plan, giving us the ability to offer 9-seat, zero-emission flights across the network, said Ed Weigel, UrbanLink founder and chairman. Quote, together with our regional eVTOL aircraft and electric sea vessels, Alice enables us to provide seamless, sustainable travel options across the regions we serve. And that will do it for the second article. Now, keep in mind, though, that everything that's produced will give off carbon dioxide. So that's just a fact. And also, when you charge things, it's also going to give off carbon dioxide. So it's actually an impossibility. And in my opinion, they are going after the wrong country, because there are countries that pollute much more, but they're not doing any. What are they doing about it? See, so I think the idea is you have to hold other countries accountable for what they do, so they do their fair share, if that's really what you're after, and not after a weird agenda of trying to deindustrialize society and then stack people into buildings. Well, you have all this open land, but you, in the name of being eco-friendly, decide that that's a sanctuary for an animal. So, my opinion, I think the effort is wasted. It should be on improving people's lives, and this is not really improving people's lives that much. So that's the thing. Now, there are some cities in some parts of the world where the pollution is too bad. Okay, but of course they don't address that. They address the political agenda. See, it's actually not about morals. It's not about science. It's about politics. Okay, so anyway, just my opinion. So I'd like to take this time to thank you for watching this review, as you could be watching any other review, but you're watching mine, so I greatly appreciate it. As this did provide value for you to be updated and be up to date with the news, what I'd like you to do is please click like on the video. That way I'll be pushed through the algorithm and more people will be able to view it and enjoy it. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. That way I'll have access to all the content on my channel, as I certainly do have a variety of content on this channel, and that is product reviews and also gaming reviews. Also, if you haven't already, please click the bell button. That way you'll be notified of all my future videos. So when one of my new videos comes out, you'll be notified and you won't miss it. So I'd like to wish you a great day wherever you are in the world. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.